Hey guys, we are here, lunch and launch. Come on in, come on in. We are here for lunch and launch, guys. Come on in, bear with me. If we have any technological issues, hopefully we don't. We're going to just believe that, look, everything's going to go good, all is going to go well. Come on in, whether you are on Instagram or where are you? Whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, whether you are on Facebook, guys, we want you to come on in the room. We are going to get started. I got my girl Ashaki. I want you to give me some kind of thumbs up. Let me know if Instagram is coming in. Are people coming in? So, guys, we are going to go ahead. And if you're not able to make it, the biggest thing is you definitely want to catch the replay. So, I want to know, Ashaki, if you can kind of give me a little thumbs up and let me know if my people are on Instagram are coming in, just so I know that that we're getting everything together. Hey Rose, I see you in the house. Rose is here on YouTube. Got you coming in, coming in. Ashaki, thumbs up. Give me something. Not yet. Look, whatever. But hey, we get ready to get started, guys. And like I said, if for some reason you're not able to make it, definitely catch the replay. This is one that I don't want you to miss. And I really want you guys, if you're new to connecting through YouTube, I really, really want you guys to share it, subscribe, send the message to somebody. I'm just on this mission this year. We are going to reach as many people as possible, spreading the good news about God and what He's placed in our hands. So, guys, I just know there's a friend, there's a girlfriend, there's a coworker that you know. So definitely, guys, join, share, like. But we're going to talk about this thing called the God Box. And if you didn't join our book club, you definitely want to make sure you join the next one. But this past book club, guys, we read this book called Winning the War of the Mind by Craig Groeschel. And I will tell you, that book has literally been changing my life. It's crazy, right? And there was this concept in the book called the God Box. So let me first say this, right? What if the one thing standing between you and the next level of your life, your relationships, your money, your calling, was the inability to let go and trust God? What if that was the one thing stopping you from your money, from your relationships, from trusting fully in God? Let me show you in this live how this simple box, this right here, this thing I call a God box, right, has literally changed my life. And you know me, whatever God drops in my spirit, I'm going to share with my people in my audience, because I believe this is how, when one boat rises, we all rise. So when I find something that is I'm not even going to say it's a hack, but it is a God hack. When I learn something, I want to share it. So if you know that sharing information is key, and you know that this gem that I'm about to drop on you, called the God Box, is like taking you to another level, I need for you to drop some fire in the chat. If you're on YouTube, put some hearts in the chat. If you're on Facebook, put some hearts in the chat. And if you are coming from Instagram, put some fire in the chat, guys. So I want to just break down the concept, how Craig Groeschel broke this down, right? A God box is a physical or symbolic place where you literally give God what you can't control, right? You give God, it's a symbolic place that you give God what you can't control. So basically, what you do is you write down and you put in your God box, right? Like I've done, you put in your God box all the things that you cannot control, right? You can't control people. You can't control what's happening in the government. You can't control what someone does. I know we birthed them. For those mamas and daddies that birthed our kids, we would like to think that we got some measure of control over those kids, but please let me assure you, we have absolutely no control. We put some good stuff in them and we got to trust God. But guys, let me tell you, in my God box, I have my kids. Anything that I'm praying for my kids, my husband, my situation, my finances, stuff that's just out of my control. I can't control the economy. I can't control what's happening in the stock market. I can't control the president. I can't control tariffs. But what I can do is I can put in this box all those things that are out of my control, right? Now, I control what I eat. I can control what I write. I can control what I read. I can control what I listen to. Yes, Rose, the God box. That's this box right here. It's everything you can't control. So, I want to explain to you how this box can help with your finances, your wealth, how this can help with your relationship. So I want to give you 4 points, guys. And just for GP, drop some fire in the chat because you're about to get 4 points that will change your life. So give me some hearts, give me some fire, because I want you to understand how this simple principle of a God box will change your life. Surrender. Create space for spiritual closeness. When you surrender something to God, you're admitting He's Lord, not you. That's why I said in the thing, for the title, He can't do it. Because some of us, we think we're God. We put in our God box, or we say, Lord, I give you my husband. Lord, I give that to you. And then a day later, we taking it out. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe you did this. What are we saying to God? You can't do it, so I'm going to take it out and do it. That's literally what we're saying to God is, I'm going to give you stuff you can do, and I'm going to take out the box what I can do better than you, God. Do you see how that works? But when you surrender it to God, you're saying, God, I can't do it. Letting go becomes an act of worship, guys. When I started using this, let me tell you, let me just take this jacket off because it's getting hot in here. Look. When I started to surrender the things I can't control to God, it just made my relationship with God so much closer because I said, you know what, God, I trust you. I believe you can do it. I'm not taking it out because you are the Almighty. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You know better. You know the beginning from the end. You can fix it better than I can fix it. So that's like, just trusting God, and that just strengthens your relationship with Him. Now, how does this help you with relationships with friends and family? We often ruin relationships when we try to control people or outcomes. Guys, the God box teaches you emotional and spiritual boundaries. People, we cannot change people. We cannot force people to be something that they are not. We cannot, if you have someone or you have a friend that has only been filled up spiritually with 50% in a glass, you can't control and act like that person is supposed to operate with the full tank of spirituality. We are busy trying to control people, control situations, control outcomes. I'm telling you, how do we build better relationships? This was really hard, guys, because I was talking to a friend of mine, a business friend, this morning, and she lost one of her best friends, and she's about 40. Her best friend committed suicide. And she felt like it was her fault. Guys, we can't control what other people do, right? We got to surrender our fears over people and allow God to heal people. We can't do it. So, this is what I want you to say to yourself today. I wasn't created to be somebody's God. I wasn't created to be my children's God. I wasn't created to be my husband's God. I wasn't created to be my coworker's God. You know what God called me to do is to love them and to trust God with them. So if you have a person, a relationship, a friend, a family member, stop trying to convince them to come to church with you. Stop trying to convince them to give this thing up. You know, kids nowadays, they talk about this brown liquor. We try to convince kids and let them know that stuff going to kill your liver. It's going to cause your reflexes to be off. But you know what you got to do? You got to say, I'm not God. I can't stop them from doing what they doing. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to pray and I'm going to trust God to do it. I'm telling you, you'll find your relationship with your children better. You'll find relationships with your spouse better. You'll find relationships with your coworkers better. You just pray about it and you put it in the God box and you leave it alone, right? People ask me, well, Jackie, how does this God box help with building wealth? Well, let me tell you, because when you start releasing fear and you start to give your mental capacity space to think creatively, when you start to give yourself margin for God to speak to you and speak strategies and ideas to you, wealth will be unlocked, right? Putting financial stress in this box or business worries, something you can't figure out, that frees your mind for divine downloads. And let me tell you, divine downloads equals more creativity. That means that you can serve more people. That means you can bring in more income. So, people, I need you to just put fire in the chat. I'm not God. I'm not God. I'm sitting there. You got people that spend their days, their nights worrying about stuff they cannot control. Instead of giving it to God, praying about it, spending your time saying, how can I create legacy for my family? How can I create a stream of income that can set my children free? That can give them a leg up? How can I think of strategies? What do people need right now? Guys, this was just dropped on me. So one of my coaches, a lady that I coach, is Barbara Miller. If you know Barbara Miller, if you know, follow her on Instagram, Be Suited. Get her to create you a God box. Now, you can just use anything to get your God box. But Barbara can personalize your God box with scriptures. She can digitize your children's face on the box. She can have your family on the box. She can even put your job, your you can put a picture of your bank on the box, right? I'm going to get her to create me a blinged out scripture filled God box. And when I put it in that beautiful box, that holy box, that box that God says is mine, I'm gonna free that stuff and I'm not going back to pick it up. I'm not God. I'm going to create a space and a place for God to do what only God can do, right? So release that. But yes, get you a God box. Get you a God box. Yes, Phyllis, get you a God box. Get something. And like I said, I'm telling her, look, I want you to create me one. I got all my scriptures, all my stuff. I want some bejewels on it. I want some Launching Deeper logo on it. And I am giving that to God. Last thing before we go, the fourth thing, purpose becomes clear when the noise is surrendered. When your mind isn't busy trying to solve everything, everybody's problem, you in the middle, you solving your issues, your girlfriend's issues, your siblings' issues, your children's issues. How do you hear God when you're trying to work on this purpose that God has placed in your hands and you're trying to fight everybody's fight? You're trying to let me tell you about something, because I've been there. I'd be in everybody's fight in my family. I'm in the middle of the only thing you get by being in everybody's fight is you get punched in the face. Guys, whatever it is, you want your purpose. You want to find out what's in my hands. How can I use God, what's in my hands, so I can create a legacy for my family? I'm not fighting your battle no more. I'm not doing that. I'm going to put you in this box and I'm going to let God handle that, right? Because people, God speaks in stillness. And what this God box does is it quiets the noise. I need you to put fire in the chat if you need God to quiet the noise. Look, I feel like I'm going on slow motion today. Like, Lord, I need some energy. I feel like that's why I say you got to shut off all this noise, because it will drain you, guys. It will drain you. It will slow you down. I'm about all gas, no brakes. But let me tell you, if you don't get still and quiet in those things that's not yours. You can't change. You can't do anything about. I could watch every CNN, every news show, MSNBC. I can watch all of it. Or I can get still, I can get quiet, and I can say, you know what I'm going to put in this God box? Lord, raise up a David. Lord, raise up a Martin Luther King Jr. Lord, raise up a mighty, strong force to go against the stuff that we're seeing in this world. I'm putting that in the God box. Lord, raise up. Show me, Lord, what I need to do in this moment. Show me what I need to do. But until I get quiet and I give all this noise to God, I put all the noise in this box and I leave it there. And I trust that God is going to work it out in his time. Then let me tell you, God will start to speak in the stillness what my purpose is. Last thing, guys, Craig Groeschel says in the book, you have to think about what you're thinking about. You cannot do that clearly while drowning in worry. Clarity isn't in control. It's in the surrender. So guys, look, I want to just thank you for going through this with me. I hope those 4 points can help you. I want everybody that is going to create a God box to put a heart in the chat. I need fire in the chat, whatever platform you're on, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, or whether you're joining me in YouTube. Put some fire in the chat. And if you know somebody that needs to create a God box, share this, tag them. You know people that worry all the time. You know people that are stressed out, anxiety. Tell them, say, I'm going to create a God box. Hey, for a gift, give them a God box and just with some paper and say, put your worries in here. This is what we can do for people, guys. So look, I love you. Last thing, we're starting our book, our next book. You'll be able to get all that information. So right now we are reading, we're starting, this is the next book we're going to read. We're going to meet May 5th, right? We're going to read this book called Grace Over Grind. God has given us grace, and we want to use our grace and not our grind. So make sure you join. You can go to JackieBGrice.com and you can join the book club with me and Coach Fee. We're going to be tag teaming it till the end of this year. So you definitely want to join in. The other thing, guys, is this week we will have all the information for St. Lucia, guys. This thing is bananas. People are signing up. They are like, I don't care what is happening. I'm going on this trip. Guys, I'm so proud of you. You're signing up, you're putting your deposit down, and it's only $350 to hold your spot. But we are about to take St. Lucia by storm. So keep connected, share it. There's a ton of stuff that we're going to be doing this year to help build you, help you launch deeper. But please get your God box going. And I'll see you next Thursday, same place, same time. Love you guys.